How to lease a car for 6 months. After all, a car lease is a legally binding agreement which you have entered into for a period of usually 2 or 3 years, during which time the finance company expects to receive a certain amount of money in monthly payments based on their estimate of what the value of your car will be at the end of the term. If you want to break the lease and return the car, you are likely to face early termination charges which, depending on how much of the lease is still to run, could be as much as a few £1,000s. The first thing you should do is check your car lease agreement and, if necessary, speak to the finance company to see if there is anything in the contract which prevents you from transferring a car lease to another person or company. Most finance companies will allow transfers to take place subject to the person who wishes to take over the lease passing their credit check and a transfer fee being paid. Once you find a suitable person who wishes to take over the lease, simply inform the finance company, who will carry out their checks and raise the necessary documentation. Make sure the vehicle conforms to the fair wear and tear conditions of the finance company before transfer, as anyone taking over the lease will not want to pay for any damage you have caused. You may have to pay the transfer fee yourself and may also have to offer the person taking over the lease a cash incentive, as even this would be much cheaper than if you had to pay an early termination fee. The lower the mileage and the more mileage left to run on the contract, the easier it will be to find someone willing to take over the lease. Taking over someone else's car lease is an inexpensive way of acquiring a nearly new vehicle, as there is no initial payment or setup fee to make and you just start paying the monthly rentals. Furthermore, your commitment is less as you are signing up for a shorter-term contract. Finally, if you can't find a suitable person to take over your car lease, it may be tempting to simply hand back the car and stop making the monthly payments. Under no circumstances should you do this, as the finance company will seek to recoup its losses, may sue for breach of contract, and have you pursued by a debt collection agency, all of which will severely limit your chances of getting credit in the future. To find out more about car leasing, why not visit Car Leasing Guide, where you will find lots of useful tips and information on leasing a car. You can also get a free copy of Car Leasing Secrets, how to get the best deal possible on your next car lease, if you subscribe to our blog.